What is up? Workbringer here, and today we're going to be checking out another Necrotic Wake 11 run that I did here on Tyrannical and Necrotic, so rest in peace me as the tank. Everyone knows that ahead of time. I kind of tell them, I was like, just so you guys know, it's tank week and I'm going to die a lot. And I live up to that promise. However, because of Tyrannical, I have extra learned how to do this dungeon, and this is my new route. And I think this is a great plus 10 route. I don't see another that's better. And I said that last time, but honestly, I think this is really good. I feel confident taking this into the higher keys as well. I'm in a very high stack of Necrotic, but I'd like to not burn any files. I need to get another file. I don't want to do anything to remove my Necrotic stacks other than just kind of like wait for the pack to die. It's a huge mistake to have to burn it there. Corpse Harvester, marked for deletion. Do not have the highest aggro on everyone else. Just calm down the big one. Gonna interrupt the drain fluid. That's our shaman doing that. You'll notice that the resto shamans, when Prot Paladin runs with a resto shaman, those are the runs we time. That is very consistent. Our druid too, depending on the key. But as we go higher and higher, I hate to be like, oh, the meta, but the resto shaman just makes me feel comfy. Real comfy. And on Necrotic, and to be honest, any key or any affix, a mage is like mandatory. It's like time warp or lust, and they have ice block for mechanic cheese, and then they have hella lockdown for freezing. That's good. Now don't freeze in the beginning of the pull. These just die, but like save it for like kind of like the middle or the end. It's kind of hard to judge it, but like, you know, it's usually about 5 seconds to 8 seconds into a pull of a big pack like the one coming up, where the tank necrotic stacks start to get kind of juicy. And then if it's any other affects like Spiteful, you wait till the end, obviously, until the spites spawn, and then you nova them. Ideal A shield, divine toll rather, pull there. Got them all into a nice little spot. And I'm actually doing this run so much, I know these like itty bitty spots that you can kind of like group them in, and then like the hitboxes kind of like stick them in a certain place, and you can actually bug out the boss so that he's unattackable, which is not good. Obviously you don't want to do that, but I did this on a I think it was this group, I don't remember. One of the groups we did at a 13, and it was like a huge no, and we downgraded it. Or maybe it was this one we did it on a 12. I don't remember anymore. Actually, I did a lot of Necrotic Wakes this week. And yeah, along the way, on one of the harder ones, I basically had bugged the boss so that he was unattackable. As we did this dance. So I'm going to pull this one. I tell people ahead of time, like, don't touch any of the patrols until they come back to us. Like, don't pre-pull them. I have since tested that with a judgment, if you use judgment to pull a mob, that the mobs can be like pretty much in another pack, almost like inside of it, and you won't aggro the other pack. And so there was a pull I did here where I pulled the entire middle, and I was like, oh man, I'm an idiot. Like I should watch my, and then in retrospect, having watched it back, I was like, oh no, you know what happened is I hit a patrol, and then immediately the rest, the balanced druid like sunfired it, and it sunfired everything, right? It's a little over eager. Like you're really getting that much uptime. So like really like it's, and I just communicate this to people. I was like, wait till the ads are back. Like especially here. Like I think like in the voice comp controlled controlled groups I see, especially demon hunters and people who can do like these really like finessey pulls, is that like at the beginning of the pull, it's like you're gonna wait like 5 to 8 seconds while they like triple, quadruple pull, and then reestablish aggro, and then you combust. But if you're combusting on the first pack while I'm pulling like 2 others, that's just not gonna work. And similar here, like wait till it's very clear that we're like tanking him before you blow him up. I'll put him all in one little circle for you, so you can drop all your, you know, covenant abilities on him. But over eager attacking the ads in a place like this is wipe. And that was the cause of one of the first wipes. And then we couldn't finish the second boss, which I'll show you how we do it here. Spirit Link, love it, except that we're all in the poop, the green poop. But yeah, that's a huge cooldown, is Spirit Link Totem. Just evens everyone's health out. And yeah, when you see the bars drop low, that's what it is. And you know what doesn't do that is Trank doesn't do that. Tranquility is like this itty bitty, like very slow. I know because I used to play Ardruid. It's like it's very slow, not bursty group heal. It's like this, you know, it's like a raid heal to slowly bring everyone back up after like everyone got hit to like 50 or something. It is not a Mythic Plus tool, however. That Belch was a little sketch because it could have pulled that Blight group, but they did it right. I do warn people that this is going to be a very tight Moonwalk ballet dance back. Another Spirit Link moment. We don't have it, of course. I forget if I'm dropping Necrotics, but we get it there. Yeah. On a 12, that keeps going. You basically end up back on the platform, and every time the Belch comes out, there's damage, and it's bad. But so far, this is the route that I showed before. Take a second. Everyone chill. Did I mark both? I did. I marked both the interrupts, and then I Divine Toll pull them in, and they always just end up sitting there. The Healing Rain could have gone down there. I like to pull it back. Just for safety, there is a little pack that you can body pull down there. I don't want to body pull it. This is a fine place, because again, there goes the sigils. That was probably a Demon Hunter, like a Elysian Decree or something like that. Just want to keep everything together. I think I've already cleared my Necrotic stacks in preparation. I know that this is going to happen. I don't have Divine Shield, and I'm trying to get away here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to drop stacks here. It looks like I can. A Tangling Roots goes down. Oh, rip. It got me. Oh, it just reset it, but it's the last one left. Anyway, I tried to drop stacks. Because, yeah, once you get over 25, it starts to get kind of hairy. Like, if you start taking damage, it's not going to get healed. So now, what I do is I skip that pack. I used to take that Necromancer. I don't take that anymore. That's nice. I still take this pack. It's inefficient for cleave time. If we were somewhat ballers, I could pull it into the Necromancer pack, especially if someone did the Feign Death trick to it. I never ask people to do the Feign Death, even if we have like 3 hunters or something. I just don't expect people to know it. But if you pull the Necromancer, then you Feign Death and it resets, it won't attack and still not fixed. You'll see I have 30 seconds on my Kyrian, so I can't get my my Goliath there. Kind of a wishy-washy pull there. Did I Divine Toll? Looks like I did Divine Toll to silence things, which is nice to slow the damage down. But this is coming down. People are popping Covenants. People understand that's a burst down moment, right? So a big thanks to everyone who popped the Demon Hunter there. Everyone who popped cooldowns for that, because that's when you do it for sure. Makes just things much smoother. So the difference between this route and the route that I presented even like a couple days ago and in the past is that this does get Pride on the second boss. I'm checking it. That's the route now. It gets Pride on the second boss, and it requires 1 backtrack, which I don't like to backtrack, but this one is worth it. It's honestly not doable otherwise. I tell people we're skipping. So we kind of come over here. Kind of a weird pull. We do have to unfortunately kill the Inspiring, and I pop the ball. I try to bring it in, and I think I die. I do. So between what I was doing is I was looking at the mob that was far away, and I was like, oh, sad. And I popped the ball, and I don't have, what's it called? I don't have Divine Shield. I don't know when that got burned. On weeks that are not Necrotic, I would never have burned Divine Shield at this point in the dungeon. Excuses, whatever. I ate the green ball and didn't have an immunity, did I have hands? Either way, I died. And let me tell you, I die here a lot in my runs, because those green circles, I don't know what it is. And then the Soul Well. Those 2 spells always get me. They get me. However, I'm rezzed, and we're recovering. We're going to have the mini-boss plus Pride, which is by design. This will basically always happen. You will almost always kill the other ones first. So we do have to navigate these. Now that green spell always freaks me out. You do have to. This route will always have you navigating a Pride during that. So for me, it's bad for me, because that's probably where I'm gonna die. However, at an 11, the damage from the other one's not so bad, except for the Death Burst. Right. So bit of an unfortunate death there. However, I still consider this a relatively clean run, because I didn't have to run back. But it also, obviously, if I didn't let myself get so low and get hit by the green and then didn't have an immune, would have been better. Oh well. However, the route is still the route, but if you do go this route, which I think is very good, do anticipate that you're going to get Pride here, which is a little tough. Now, if you have a rogue in a controlled group, you can actually skip this pack, and that would be great. It'd be a huge time savings to skip it. However, hard requires rogue, hard requires invis pots or invis belts, like engineering belts. Just not going to happen. I go get the hammer. Someone got the spear. GG's. I do need the spear. Healer's taking a drink. I have this one pretty neutralized, so we're going to hammer pull, judge pull, and then we're going to stun that one. Immediately spin him back because he has a frontal cleave, and mark the one that we should be killing, which is the one that is still active, of course. I think someone spears these is what happens. That's why these die so quick. Okay, we got the interrupts. I didn't even do either one of those interrupts, but that's good. And that looked like a spear. Did someone use the spear on that? That's not the move, but anyway. So far the route's pretty similar. All that I've done is I've skipped that Marauder Patrol, where we normally get Pride, and now we get Pride on the big ad. Not the best place, especially for me, because I consistently die there. I just die to it. I don't know why. I'm so bad at that one. When the little green orbs come, I'm just like, I should move, and then I die. I don't know why I suck at it. But on my other route, you do get Pride on that pack back there. This is a very awkward body pull, but given the patrol timing, I didn't want to like A-shield into it because there's a chance it pulls the rest. But people, I think, get it. And I believe this is going to spawn Pride for us here, which is, again, a pretty safe place for it. We just have to be cognizant of the patrol. Oh, no, it's the next one? Oh, no, I'm sorry. No. Okay, so the whole point of this is to get Pride on the boss, okay? So I usually get, my last route, I got Pride actually 2 packs back. And here, we're going to get Pride on the last pack before the boss. That's the whole point of this, sorry. So I'm still remembering it. It's a new route for me. And if we wanted to be spicy and it wasn't Necrotic, again, I'd pull these and that other group. However, look at my Necrotic stacks already for 2 mobs is like getting to be 20. I don't want to spend any CDs because the next boss is a killer. And I think we need all cooldowns for that boss, right? You got to go in prepared. I believe that last pack leaves a dot on me, and I'm going in full, even if we're waiting, because this one hurts. So we're going to go full offensive, and it's called Delete the Main Boss right now. Delete the main one, the rest die. I don't have aggro even, but the health is going down. I think we combust and heal, and there it is. There's Pride. So unfortunately, Pride's way over there, but that's the route. The route is designed for this. Bring Pride to the boss, right? Because we're gonna need it. Are we gonna get Lust back? It looks like we will have Lust at some point, not at the beginning, but we will have Lust and Pride for this boss and weapons. I have the spear still, and I think someone burned the other spear. If it was a voice comms organized group, I would be like, bring the other spear. We're going to double spear this. Spirit phase 1, Spirit phase 2, because it's just a toughie on Tyrannical. Little sketch, little low at the end of this Pride, but we're going to get it, and we're running in. And the big brain strat here that I learned is to tank it here, and it kind of keeps the ads that spawn in like a reasonable place. I am staying in the healing rain, however, I should have actually pulled even further back, because there we go. But if you look, it does kind of guarantee that they'll stay in this little quadrant. If I was a little further back, it would be even better. So a Divine Toll from the beginning, there's Elysian coming out. We have it relatively grouped up, however, this crossbow one's still alive. And luckily, Necrotic Breath goes the other direction. We get it down pretty well. And we have Pride. Did we lust? We should be lusting. Did we not lust this boss? We should be lusting at this point. Like, this is a tough boss. Did we not Time Warp? I don't remember. However, Time Warp should have happened. Ideally overlapping with Pride, of course, right? That would be the max amount of damage. We should be lusting here. Most definitely. And if we don't, I suppose we have it for the next boss. However, sketch. Don't like it. I have Divine Shielded this moment because Spirit Link went out last time. That's what I learned. Spirit Link is 1 healer cooldown. Divine Shield is another because I can keep perfect aggro, more or less, and immunity, right? So that was an unspoken Prot Paladin and Resto Shaman little dance there. First one, we just kind of lived it. Second was Spirit Link. Third was Divine Shield. If you saw my Halls of Atonement run 12, it was the same thing. On third phase, or rather first phase, we all just survive it through like mechanics, doing it right. Second phase, Spirit Link. Third phase, Divine Shield. I don't have perfect aggro on these, but they're going down. And we're doing the dance. We do not lust this. Lust may have been... If we had overlapped Lust with Pride, we may have killed this boss already. But if this means we get a clean Lust on the next boss, which is honestly equally as difficult from a DPS check point of view, then that's fine, if that's what happens. We don't even need it. We're getting this one down. And thanks to the priest who actually taught me this this strategy here, I would take it even harder into the corner, to be honest. So I'm spam typing, don't go up, don't go up. Everyone wants to go up. It's the celebration. Don't go up, don't go up, don't go up. If someone goes up, we kind of don't time, because they'd have to die to come back down, which is not so hard, but it's better to not die and lose the time. Everyone take a chill moment. There's a patrol. I'm kind of okay with that. Hammer pull to be safe, then silence pull, then divine toll. Get them all grouped up, right? I don't have mass grip. I don't have the grip sigil, but that's how I do it, right? You just have to make sure that you're silence pulling the right mobs. I am taking some damage out here. Ouchies, necrotic, right? I believe I'm going to clear it with a vial. That's the file. Maybe a little bit last minute to clear it, but obviously the later you can delay it, the better. That was lay on hands that immediately I also got deleted again, but we're burning it, and that's a toughie because all my cooldowns are gone because I needed them to live. That second fight, that's a hard pack. However, that pack is very conveniently right there after, and it gives us perfect count to line up the prides as I need to perfectly line them up for the next phase, which is also very hard for the tank, me on Necrotic. It's a very, very hard place to do it. I know how to do it. I know when I should use cooldowns, and you'll see I still eat it on Necrotic Week. It's still very, very challenging section of the dungeon. However, this 11 is going fine. I don't feel like this group would do a 12 though. With that second fight being so hard, it's a DPS check. I don't think we have it. I tell people to hug the wall and wait. People are respecting that. No one's freaking out. The higher the keys, the less people freak out when I tell them to do things like this. The lower the keys, people don't like it. People are like freaking out, like just go, like whatever. But I think maybe people understand. This is a sketch pull. No, it was a judge pull. That's fine. So that's what I've learned is you can surgically pull things like that. I'm going to bop the Demon Hunter. So I lost aggro while I was pulling this in, but that's a way to get it back. Bop will protect them from physical attacks and will also basically mean they're like not targetable, right? So it goes to the next aggro table person. Hopefully that's me. Take a breather. I tell them that we're not double pulling this, so wait. Wait. I know people don't like this. Wait. But it's when you wipe the whole group to double pulls that things go badly. Anyway, surgical judgment pull. We're gonna silence pull up next. It doesn't work because he's doing an uninterruptible, and we more or less have aggro in a nice clump, somewhat safe space. Now with storming, little sketch. Someone could definitely get tornadoed into the pack, and I would try to pull them back even more, but. In this case, it's really just me eating necrotic stacks, which is the next threat. So here, this is already a dangerous pack because this big stitch work is doing mutilate, which is the broken shield, and I have 30 necrotic. So I can't be healed and I take extra damage. It's a bad combo. So I'm trying to run away and big nopes. I don't think did I have divine shield? I had divine shield, didn't have file, didn't have bop. So was sketch. So I died. So that's necrotic up here. Plus this mechanic in general. I guess I had already burned file. It's almost back, but not quite. However, I do get battle resed. So not too much time lost. We essentially lost 5 seconds there because I died. However, we're moving on. I marked the inspiring mob, which is luckily the... oh no, it's a soldier. That's sad. So gore splatter is going to go off. So that is what inspiring is that we cannot CC that. I've lost aggro on everything. Don't know why. Oh, the Ellie's out. That's why. Okay, fair enough. And now we can go kill the corpse collector. So that's inspiring, you know. It's basically mean they're going to see, like, something's going to go off. Unless you CC it and pull the rest of the trash away from it. On a 3-mob pack, not so bad. However, this will be Pride. And I always say this, I don't think there's a better place to get this Pride. This is pretty optimal. Very safe, no danger. And then we're going to go Omega delete some of the most dangerous ads as far as Necrotic and in Fortified. Really, the trash here is pretty brutal. And the bosses too if you miss a hook. Missing a hook is pretty much wipeable. It's very bad. It definitely kills time. You're probably not going to time it if you miss one hook here. Anyway, Pride down. No inspiring mob for this one. Just a focus target. Kill the corpse collector because their cast, should it go off, does really bad damage and a dot to everybody. It's very bad. Gets interrupted by yours truly, I think. Into a group stun, and the necrotic stacks are not too bad, but this is another place. So my tools at the moment to drop necrotic are file and they are divine shield. However, this is not a dangerous pack, so I'd rather not burn it. And we drop necrotic the old-fashioned way, just walking away with some crowd control. This group gets it. Stun them. When you see the tank hot footing it away, stun, it means they're going to die. We find the inspiring one, give it the old skull, and divine to pull them in. Try to group them up for the initial burst phase that might be happening. Like, is this a fire mage? Yeah, like flame strikes are targeted, Elysian decrees, anything like that. Like, put them in there. Now I'm at big stacks in necrotic and I'm kiting away. 30 is bad, but we do kill that one before I pop, what's it called? Guardians. Oh no, is Guardians done already? Anyway, I'm kiting now. 34 and 3, 2, 1, and stacks are barely gone. Oh my god, he was about to kill me. I still have mutilate stacks, but necrotics, at least I can be healed now. And it's dicey. You'll see that that first time I tried to do that strat, like wait till the last second and walk out, I just died to ticking damage because you cannot be healed with necrotic stacks that high. So I just got killed by some some small dot. And in those 2 pulls, I did it correctly, however. So we did get to use... I wasn't even watching. We did get to use the Pride on 2 pretty bad packs for me. So people here should be trying to game this and pointing them at each other. I think it's going to happen. Yeah, oh no, the Demon Hunter got hit. It's tricky. It's a tricky one. If a Demon Hunter can't pull it off, then it's tricky because like they're very fast. But it's recoverable. Fixate. Gonna kill our Warlock. Give him the bop. A little bit late. It's a tricky one. Yeah, you gotta... Okay, so who's gonna get hit by this one? I think I might have saved the Warlock there. I think they were bopped. I'm not sure. Anyway. I can try to help with hand to sack. Sacrifice them. Take some of the damage of that. And bop who's ever getting targeted. And otherwise I just sit there and I'm like, you guys have mechanics to deal with. I don't. Mage gonna die, right? Am I gonna land hands that mage? Oh no, they're gone. They're fine. Okay, never mind. Take it back. So pretty clean. These are hard. On the higher keys with necrotic, these little ones are gonna start stacking up my necrotic, and then the big one's gonna start stacking up my damage, mitigation remover. So it's spicy. We're in the 20s. I can now almost not be healed, and I'm getting these big stacks. And when the horse comes out, please freeze these people. I don't know if you can see the big one. I'm going to have to do evasive maneuvers. That one. Oh my god. I think someone taunted it. Oh my god. Oh, I didn't get it. Okay, so rip to me. Am I going to die here? Okay, I either immuned or filed, and I didn't want to. I wanted to get away with that so I could hold my CDs for the next fight, but so be it. So I didn't get away from it. Necrotic plus mutilate or Tenderize is a toughie. I hope I let my Tenderize stacks drop. I would be just instantly dead if he Tenderized me right now. Ooh, Tenderize drops. Okay. However, Necrotic already up to 12. Oh boy. 20. People are taunting. I'm trying to pull them back here so that we can have a safe pride. This is death. This is big rip. I have unsafe amounts of Necrotic. People are not CCing the ads. There's a root. I think I break the root. I broke the root and thus sealed my fate as a dead tank. I am dead. I am now unhealable, walked through a dot, dead. Goodbye. It's been nice knowing you. At this point, I'm just like, I love Necrotic. However, it was my fault. I broke the CC. I walked through the poop. However, we are battle rezzed, and no one's body pulling the boss. Oh, good. Don't body pull the boss. The whole point is to be back here. Earth Ellie a little earlier would have saved it, but I'm looking back at it now. I broke the root. I broke the mass entanglement with my AoE because I don't want to lose threat. So it's a balance. And, you know, if we were on voice comms, it would have been like, okay, here comes mass entangle, and I would have been like, okay, I won't DPS. But it came out probably as I was like doing some sort of like, you know, Shield of the Righteous, and rip to me. So how many times did I die to those? It's pretty common for tanks on Fortified to die to Mutilate, and on Necrotic it's pretty common, I'm imagining, for tanks to die to Necrotic plus Mutilate. Just extra difficult. Didn't have the cooldowns for it. Like I said, I was trying to save them for such a situation. Of course, that didn't happen. But that's Necrotic inspiring Tyrannical. And this place is a toughie. And me dying multiple times to each pack is common. And it's why this got nerfed. And it's a complaint you'll hear from a lot of tanks. And the Resto Shaman actually told me before this, oh no, the morbid fixation. Oh no, the Demon Hunter bop. I don't know if I bop them or do any help, but they get away. They're quick. But the Resto Shaman told me in the beginning that this week during Necrotic, he's had tanks in high keys rage quit, which is pretty uncommon to rage quit a high key, but they basically left. And it's like kind of those moments where you're like, there's no one hitting me and I have this tiny dot and I can't be healed because of Necrotic, and you die, and it's frustrating. In this case, I got focused by the embalming, which drops a dot that hurts, and I just try to pull him in a place that we can still do melee damage to him without standing in it. So that's something we got to work on. We're 2 for 2 with the hook. This is good. I think I'm going to immune. No, we're living it. I basically want to allow the shaman to do DPS here is what we want. So we want me to stay rock solid. I think I eat the hook. I'm a dumb. Almost kill the mage. It's a thin line. I was in the hitbox, but I also don't want to move the boss because if I move the boss, then the lineup that they did is off, and you know, I'm not so sure what to do there. But I ate the silence. So I died in Necrotic and Mutilate, and so is this week. That's what it is. We have 7 minutes to down this boss. It's not going to be easy. By any means. It's on a gimme, but we're gonna get it. I mean, I feel very confident about this point at 11. I've done multiple 11s, and I don't think we finished the 12, to be honest. 12 is a hard stop if you don't have Lust and Pride on the second boss, which is why this route now exists. And I think for Fortified, I'll still do this. I will still do this one. There are thoughts on Fortified to do more rogue skips where you skip like the mini bosses, but it's not like Sanguine Depths for me. There's certain dungeons that I won't do without a rogue or a priest mind soothe. Those are Missive Tuna Scythe. You cannot get Pride in a good place without one, so I'll just leave. I'll be like, hey, is there a rogue here? Any priest? Like Demon Hunter? No? Okay. That's miss. I just go. I'm just like, sorry. The route I have requires it. Sorry. And then Sanguine Depths as well. I will not engage in a Sanguine Depths run without a rogue. A straight rogue. And if the rogue is unresponsive in the beginning of the grouping, of me being like, hey, we're going to Shroud. Can you save Shroud for me for the second hallway? If they don't say yes, like no problem, I'll also be a little sketched out and be like, hey, listen, this route requires you to shroud, or I don't want to do this. So those are the two that really require it, Mist and Sanguine for me. But this place, I don't feel like I need it. Like, we didn't do any shroud skips, and it was livable. But there's a thought, like I said, fortified 15. I'm gonna think I'm gonna hands that person. No, just a glory. That's fine. I think if I did the talent, that would have basically full health them. I should test that sometime. But fortified, maybe the trash is so bad and so slow, which is the real issue. Even if we do get it, that we would need to do the skips at the higher level. And then basically I'm assuming it's much easier at like 15 to 20, or we'll call it 16 to 20 at that point when you're above 15, which I hope I get to. I think I will. That you need a rogue in almost every run. You're gonna need someone from the Covenant of the dungeon, and you're gonna need someone who is a rogue, so you can skip dangerous trash. That's just I'm pretty sure that's mandatory. It's already mandatory for 2 dungeons for me, and I'm doing relatively low keys compared to a 20. And so I imagine the mandatoriness goes up higher and higher. Every group will have a rogue. I forget what Covenant's rogues normally are, so it would be good to overlap that. I have no idea what Covenant rogues are. I should look into that. I should also befriend a rogue in my my guild. I don't consistently run with a rogue from my guild, so that's a little bit sketch. But I do have Fire Mage and a couple other key people that are also in the meta for Mythic Plus pushing, so that'll be pretty good. Nothing to say about this fight. Run in circles. There aren't that many melee here, so it's been fine. If it's like 2 melee and me, it's a bit of a nightmare during Comment Storm or whatever it's called. This one I'm just like, okay, whatever. I'll take the root. Gonna hand of freedom. Blessing of freedom, whatever it's called. And we're just slowly beating it down. Don't get hit by the Comet Storm. If you go down, you know, drop off your ice pool somewhere in the corner. Pop a defensive while you sit in the ice. And as long as everyone generally gets this, it's fine. I still have a full immunity. And that immunity will be used if I need to run into the middle of the ice and live for a bit. Which it's kind of getting there. Or if I think I'm going to take unavoidable Comet Storm damage, you'll see I have Guardians now. I'm like, I can eat a couple, right? I think I walked through a couple there. But with my big defensive up, that's what everyone else has to do too if they get the big circle. Put on them. And GG's. That's an 11. I've done other 11s. However, this is that new route. That's the point of this video, this run, to show it again. That's the route to get Pride on every boss, except the last, of course. And it requires 1 walk back, 1 backtrack to get the trash to clean it up. And you still have a very safe Pride timing for the Necropolis. And if you're a tank and you're engaging with Necrotic Wake on this affix, then GG. I'll see you on the next video.